Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome inside the IRA Civic Center in Grand Rapids for tonight's Junior Gold matchup between Duluth and Grand Rapids. My first time covering the Grand Rapids Junior Gold team this season, and this is the first time Grand Rapids has had a Junior Gold team in 4 years, so we're excited to see them play tonight. They play Duluth, like I said. And Grand Rapids played their first tournament last weekend over in Moorhead. They did lose all 4 games. I heard a couple of the games were closer. They had a 1-goal game against Elk River, so we'll see how they do tonight. I don't know much about Duluth, but we'll step aside here before this matchup. The teams are on the ice for warm-ups. And we're going to play the sponsor ads right now, and we'll be back for the Junior Gold game between Duluth and Grand Rapids. Stop by Iron Range Apparel for all your Minnesota-themed clothing and home decor. Located in the Thunderbird Mall in Virginia, Iron Range Apparel offers lake cabin and home decor along with a large variety of apparel. Grab a hockey hoodie for the rink or a winter hat for the cold Minnesota weather. Iron Range Apparel also offers wholesale pricing and custom screen printing. Find them on Facebook and Instagram or shop online at ironrange.shop, and good luck to all the players. Minnesota Twist Drill is a proud sponsor of Up North Hockey and wish best of luck to all players on the season ahead and to have fun. For all your heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration needs in the Grand Rapids area, call Tony from Anthony's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Refrigeration at 218-256-1092 or find them on Facebook at Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, LLC. G&B Environmental specializes in proactive air and water filtration services, HVAC coil protection, cottonwood screen insulation for cooling units, UV light air purification systems, and electrostatic disinfectant spraying for COVID-19 and other contagions. Give them a call at 1-800-466-2018 or visit gbenvironmental.com. Winnie Trading Post is your one-stop shop on the way to the lake. Located 12 miles north of Deer River on Highway 46 by Lake Winnipegosh, Winnie Trading Post offers gas, food, bait, propane, and everything in between. Find them on Facebook by searching Winnie Trading Post or stop by on your next trip to the lake. All right, welcome back to the IRA Civic Center. Now joining me here on the broadcast is Eric Johns for this Junior Gold matchup.
You know what? I'm really glad to be here tonight. I was just in the locker room talking to the boys from Grand Rapids. There's a sense of, urgency of what they want to do. They want to, they're out having fun. I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen kids in the locker room that they just want to have fun. Kids showing up because of the pandemic. Kids showing up in uniforms. It's amazing that the smiles on their face, just what's going on out here right now. And you know what? Next week, I hope to be on the bench with Glenn Bergman coaching this team. I look over and I see Glenn. He wanted me to come there tonight on the bench, and I was like, I can't. I got something to do. And we got to make things right. But the kids, the questions they asked me in there, I coached a team. We won a state title in 91. And, the questions, kids are asking me, what should I do? What this, what's that? Talked to a bunch of Grand Rapids kids. Talked to John Bonner was in there giving some advice. Braden Holcomb was in there giving some advice. Eli Holcomb from the JV. These are kids that these are their friends playing hockey right now, and they're still playing hockey. They have an avenue to play hockey after high school. I mean, I'm looking out. There's a full team out here. There's 20 kids. Got one goalie, Duke Kellen. He asked me, he says, what should I do? I said, don't let nothing in. He laughs. He laughed at me. I'm like, you don't let nothing in. So I just feel that this is awesome, Blake. I'm really glad we're doing this game right now.
So we have about, I'm glad to be here too. It's going to be fun to see, but we have about a minute remaining in warm-ups here. We did an interview before the game here with number 25, Grant Giffen of the Grand Rapids Junior Gold Team. We're going to play that interview quick before the game, and we'll be back for the opening puck drop from the IRA Civic Center. All right, welcome to this interview with Grand Rapids Junior Gold player, number 25, Grant Giffen. Thanks for doing this interview with us.
Yeah, no problem.
So you're in your first year of playing hockey ever as a senior at Grand Rapids High School. How did it feel to get on the ice for the first time in a game last weekend in Moorhead?
I was really nervous right away and see everything on the ice, and that helps a lot. So it's been a lot of fun.
So like I mentioned, you are a senior in high school. What made you come out to play hockey your senior year, play junior gold? The last 4 years, Grand Rapids didn't have a junior gold program. So like I said, what made you come out? And it's great that we're seeing more players come out to play hockey.
Well, luckily Glenn was able to put together this team, and one of my friends, Caden Hofstad, he got me to come to a practice, and I wasn't very good at that practice, but man, those kids, they were just like, yeah, Grant, come out and play with us, man, have fun. So I went out, had fun, and keep improving with all the team and how they helped me out. So coming off that first tournament down in Moorhead, what takeaways did your team take from those 4 games? We definitely got the skill on the team. It's just our team chemistry we got to work on a little bit. We weren't talking enough out on the ice, and we got to keep our heads up for sure when we're skating. So
tonight you have Duluth coming up. Do you know anything about Duluth going into this game?
I'm pretty sure they're a pretty decent team, but if we play good enough, we can keep them out of the kitchen, as Glenn likes to say, and hopefully we can come away with a win.
So once again, that was Grant Giffen, number 25 on the Grand Rapids Junior Gold Team. So good luck tonight. It's just great to see you and other players playing the game of hockey. Doesn't matter when you start. It's just about having fun playing hockey. So we appreciate you joining us, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, Blake, I'm telling you right now, that was a great interview. You did awesome. Grant Giffen, I'm telling you, here's a kid that never played organized hockey, had a chance to come out his senior year and enjoy playing organized hockey with, his friends. Caden Hofstad, his friend. Caden wasn't sure if he wanted to play. I just talked to Caden. Caden decided to come out and play. I do believe they're going to have fun. I don't care about anything else. They're going to have fun doing this. And so during this pandemic, they get to play hockey. I love it.
And the puck has dropped from the IRA Civic Center. It's Grand Rapids and Duluth in this junior gold matchup. As the Bruins control, that's their nickname. I saw it on their jerseys, the Bruins.
And, I just talked to the coach from them.
And there's a goal there right away.
That was kind of an ugly one. That was an ugly goal. That should have never happened. But I just talked to the coach, and the coach just told me that most of these kids are Duluth East kids that they didn't make the Duluth East team, which we all know that Duluth East had a really, really young program. So, 18 seconds into the game, Duluth scores a goal. But I do believe Grand Rapids is not going to give up on this situation. Grand Rapids brings in the zone right now. They number 5, he's got it behind the net.
And scoring that goal was number 14, Jack Ekholm, with a single assist going to number 3, Logan Balduck. And a quick goal for Duluth here, not even a minute in.
No, you know what, 18 seconds into the game. That was kind of a weak goal. It kind of rolled up on Duke Kellen, the goalie. It just, unfortunately, I think Grand Rapids, they listen to them in the locker room. They're ready to play. They're going to get back in this one, I bet.
Brought out by the Bruins through center ice as it's Mason Smith out front, centers it there to Sudo. Now here it comes the other way, and it's going to go all the way down for an icing.
You know, the one thing I understand about these kids is a lot of them, they been just playing house league. Some of them played organized hockey as bantams. But without this junior gold program, none of these kids, not one of them, we're filming tonight, get to play after high school. So I think it's excellent. I'm excited to see number 8 for Grand Rapids, Max Bergman. He's going to be probably the stallion football player next year for Grand Rapids. This year, number 21, who's on this team, Caden Hofstad, these guys, they're ready to play the game. They're hungry to get out and play. They just need to work on things, learn things a little better, and I'm looking forward. I hope to God next week I can be on the bench with them.
Of course, Glenn asked me to coach too, but there's one thing. You have to be registered by a certain date. Could be a little different this year with everything going on. It is.
I just talked to Glenn. He said it's totally different this year.
But anyways, I'm still busy with Up North Hockey, obviously, and reffing, so it would be a cool opportunity, but I'm probably going to have to pass for this year. I would be interested in coaching maybe in the future, though.
Might be me and you in a couple years from now. I don't know, Blake, can you handle me that long? I don't yell too much. One of the kids said, well, you yell a lot. No, I don't. That's Caden. Caden Hofstad, he's moving the puck. I mean, he's got talent. He played hockey his whole career coming up through Pee-wees and Bantams. And I think he just got to the high school level and, you know, he kind of concentrated on football, which I have to congratulate him. He's going to St. Scholastica to play football for St. Scholastica. Now, you know, to have a Grand Rapids kid do that, that's pretty amazing.
So, yeah, like you said, there are athletes on this team. I mean, they might not be the greatest at hockey or they might have started later, but they're very good at other sports. Like you said, baseball, football for a couple of these players on this junior gold team.
Tyler Norgard, he's the shortstop for the Grand Rapids Thunderhawk baseball team. He's looking at a scholarship to go play for UMD in baseball. You know, that's excellent.
Yeah, that's really cool. Here come the Bruins the other way. Now sent right back to center ice, and it's going to be sent all the way down for an icing.
You know, the one thing I kind of got from the kids in there talking to them in the locker room was, you know, a lot of these kids, this is new to them, Blake. Organized hockey. You know what? We're going to be on TV tonight. I said, you know what? It's what it is. You know, I mean, go out there and don't even realize we're sitting here doing this. You know, I feel bad. Glenn's over there doing this all by himself. And, you know, I'm the one that talked Glenn into doing junior gold. So I just wish that I get these things done and I can be able to help him do this.
Back in the Bruins zone. Now trying to shoot it out. Kept in there by number 14, Tyler Norgard. Now it will be skated out by Duluth. Here's Jack Ekholm. Ekholm shot right on. Rebound chance.
That was a nice save.
Saved by Duke Kellen for Grand Rapids, and now Duluth can't keep it in. Here come the Thunderhawks the other way, driven in by Jonas Barrick. Now along the far half wall, shot out by the Bruins to center ice. And now it's going to be backhanded right back in by Grant Giffen. Retreating back with it for Duluth is Caden Miller. He shoots it to neutral, and now a shot there by Grant Chandler. Fired it over the net. Now in front of the Bruins bench. Shot in by Grand Rapids. Now to the near corner, up to the half wall.
You know, and he might be half mad at me, but Grant Chandler's dad, Mike Chandler, I played hockey with my whole life. Great hockey player. He could be down there helping Glenn, and he says he chooses not to because his son asked him, I don't want you to coach me no more. You know, I get it, but I just think that a lot of these guys, you know, they get this chance. I mean, this is a golden opportunity just to continue playing hockey. I think that's your interview, ain't it?
That was, yeah, with number 26 or 25, Grant Giffen. You know, just talking.
And they're explaining to him the holding situation. So here's the deal. some of these kids don't understand that part of the game. They're learning that. And you know what, Blake? We're doing this because I think this is good for these kids.
Comes Grand Rapids the other way. Shot right, or wider than that there by Pikarski. Number 3. There is a penalty on Grand Rapids. Power play for Duluth. Back at center ice. And shot right back in by number 10, Ethan Metzer.
You know, the one thing that I really like to what I'm seeing is there is 4 Grand Rapids high school hockey players on the varsity team sitting behind the junior gold bench right now encouraging these kids. That's awesome. You know, to see that. You got John Bonner, Braden Holcomb, Eli Holcomb, Josh Asplin. I mean, these guys are they're cheering on their buddies. You know, this whole thing with the pandemic, I mean, it literally could have shut down hockey. And to get junior gold back in this town, this is huge. I mean, there's so much been put on the internet lately about Grand Rapids junior gold. We took second 1984. We took second in 1987. 86 we took second. We took 6th place. I was on the team. We lost a 5th place game. That's a penalty.
So it's going to be a penalty coming up on, looks like it's going to be Duluth. Heading to the box is number 16 of Duluth. That is, please bear with me if I don't say this name right. Kayo Sudo. That's what I'm going to go with.
You know what? He must have a brother on the varsity for Duluth East because that's the same last name.
I do recognize that name. I was thinking about that earlier. I do recognize that name.
Yep.
So that's Kayo Sudo. 2-minute minor for cross-checking, 4-on-4 hockey for 40 seconds, and then Grand Rapids will go on the power play for a little bit. As it's brought up by the Thunderhawks, shot through neutral by Libson. Now back in the Duluth zone. Along the near half wall, leaves the zone now to center ice. Now in front of the benches. It's going to be flipped up and out of play into the Bruins bench, and we have a stoppage of play.
You know, Grand Rapids gave up that goal 18 seconds into the game. Kind of was one of them goals that probably shouldn't have happened. Duke Kellen, I don't think it was his fault by any means. I think the puck just kind of rolled up on him. Grand Rapids is playing good hockey. The one thing I noticed that they're keeping the puck towards the boards. They're not letting it inside. Glenn was telling me earlier that a lot of the goals that were scored out in Moorhead were goals that came from, inside. And they need to push them to the outside. Like there, good defensive play right there.
So we have 10:40 remaining in period number 1. It's still 1-0 in favor of Duluth. And now Grand Rapids back at full strength. They'll have a power play for 55 seconds as the puck squirts to the far corner in the Grand Rapids zone. Goes up to the point, backhanded in by the Bruins defender, number 4, Ryan Carlson.
The one thing Glenn was telling me earlier, he's got 5 kids on this team that have never played a day of organized hockey. Rink hockey. You know what? Back in the day, I watched a couple of rink hockey kids come out and play hockey, and they were good. I mean, they played the game. They became good hockey players. They played pro, or I shouldn't say pro, but they played their high school team. Went on to play college hockey. So I'm just so. I mean, Blake, it's hard to explain how excited I am just to watch junior gold back in this town.
Fire shot there by Jack Ekholm, goes wide of the net. Trying to get a shot through there, blocked by traffic. Now here comes Grand Rapids the other way. And a breakaway chance possibly as it's poke-checked away by the goaltender. I believe that's Derek Hughes. Now here comes Duluth the other way. Nice little move there, saved by Kellen. Now Grand Rapids picks it up as it's flipped in by number 22, Ryan Meese. Now out front, trying to find Meese on a pass there. Goes to the sideboards. Now here's Duluth picking it up. Finn Yates. Sent up to number 3, Logan Balduck. Now
Oh,
leaves
I'll
the
tell
zone.
you right now, right there, it showed you Caden, how tough he is. That kid went to, the Duluth player went to check Caden, and Caden was able to stand his ground.
Center ice picked up by the Thunderhawks. Shot in by Matty Ryla. In the near corner. Shot up the boards by Duluth. Up to Balduck. Now Balduck finds one of his teammates on a pass. Scores! Can't quite see the number there. There's a penalty coming up on Grand Rapids on that breakaway chance, but number 19, it looks like Brady Olson's able to stuff it in.
You know, unfortunately for Grand Rapids, that was one of the plays that Duluth, if you notice, Blake, all game long, Duluth has tried to set somebody behind the Grand Rapids defenders. They tried to break that guy all, we're into the game 7 minutes, and that's what's been going on. So Grand Rapids has to capitalize on that.
So we'll wait for the official announcement here, but I do believe it was number 19, Brady Olson, to give Duluth a 2-0 lead with 8:16 remaining in period number 1. Comes Duluth once again. Backhand shot there by Ryan Carlson. Goes wide of the net. Trying to put another shot on there for the point. Hits the backboards.
You know, and for those that don't know, the goalie for Grand Rapids, Duke Kellen, his father is Tony Kellen, who played for Grand Rapids back in the early 80s, went to the state tournament, played for the University of Minnesota, went on to play some pro hockey. So there's some bloodlines there. Duke, he was telling me he'd rather be skating out, but, right now Grand Rapids don't have a goalie, so Duke's he's stepping up to the plate and playing goalie for him.
So scoring that goal for Duluth was number 19, Brady Olson, with the single assist going to number 8, Daniel Sampson. Like I said, 2-0 with 7:18 remaining in period number 1. Play here in the Grand Rapids zone. Yeah, sent up to the point to Miller. Miller can't get a shot through there. So it was blocked away by Justin Pikarski. Now in the Duluth zone, sent up to center ice. It's going to be sent right back in by Grand Rapids, but they are offside.
Blake, it's kind of been an entertaining game so far. It's 2-0 Duluth, but I think Grand Rapids is they're skating well. They're doing, they're playing. They're just kind of, the 2 goals that Grand Rapids got, kind of a breakaway, and 18 seconds in was kind of a fluke goal. But, they're settling down. They're starting to play their game. I think the tides are starting to turn a little bit. Duluth, they handle the puck well. These are some kids that probably should be on the Duluth East team, but they're not, because Duluth East is such a young team, and they got some good hockey players coming up. But I think Grand Rapids is playing quite well against them right now.
Yeah, Duluth got off to that 1-0 start with 18 seconds into the game. They have played pretty well, but they have some work. They have their work cut out for them as they trail 2-0.
They do, but you've talked about it all year long. That 2-goal lead is the toughest one to keep. There's a prime example. Caden Hofstad, smallest guy in the rink. That was a big hit. Used his body, hit the guy from Duluth. Nice body check, smart hockey. Grand Rapids right now, they're playing well. They just need to get some puck luck their way, get some shots on net. I'd have to say that Grand Rapids getting outshot probably, I'd have to say 10-1. They're just not getting no shots.
Here's Grand Rapids coming out of their way. Shot there from neutral, and a save there by goaltender Derek Hughes. Now picked up by Duluth in their own zone, up to neutral. In front of the penalty benches. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone. Going back to pick it up is Grant Chandler. Chandler intercepted up front. Shot, scores! Number 3, Logan Balduck, intercepted that pass there, and he buries it to make it 3-0 in favor of Duluth.
That's a big mistake for Grand Rapids right there. To throw the puck out front. He kind of was trying to pass it to the far winger. He missed it. Duluth player got it. Grand Rapids down 3-0. They need to work on getting some shots. That's what they need to do.
So that was an unassisted goal for number 3, Logan Balduck of Duluth. That's his second point of the night. He has 1 goal and 1 assist. As here comes Duluth the other way once again. Now it squirts out of the zone, picked up by the Thunderhawks' Ryan Meese. As it wraps around the boards up to the far half wall, coming away with it is Ekholm. Ekholm passes it up to neutral, and now shot in by Stellmaker into the Grand Rapids zone. Now driven out by the Thunderhawks. Matty Ryla now in the Bruins zone. And now a shot to center ice. Here's Ekholm. Ekholm driving in, shot wide of the net. Now in the near corner, picked up by Grand Rapids in their own zone. Will leave the zone momentarily. Now shot in by the Bruins, but they're offside.
There's a group of people sitting up in under the A section. I'm willing to bet that those are high school hockey players. Because when I was in the locker room down there talking to the kids, I think that there's a lot of high school players and high school fans following this junior gold team. So I believe that, that there's a lot of following. They want this to work out,
Another goal there for Duluth. That was number 20, Jonah Gillund, puts it top shelf, and that makes it 4-0 in favor of Duluth.
The score is 4-0 Duluth. The goals that have been scored, Blake, I think they've been kind of, it shows that Duluth is maybe a little more experienced.
So once again, scoring that goal was number 20, Jonah Gillund, with the first assist going to number 14, Jack Ekholm, and the second assist going to number 7, Mason Smith. That is Ekholm's second point of the night. He now has 1 goal and 1 assist. Back in the Bruins zone, picked up by Carlson. Carlson sends it around the net, over to Yates. Now at center ice. As it's going to be shot in by Grand Rapids that was Tyler Norgard. And on the far corner, going around the net, controlled by the Bruins in their own zone. Now here's Yates. Yates can't make a pass there. No, intercepted by Grand Rapids. Out front, trying to put a shot through there, blocked away by the Duluth defender. Now it squirts out to center ice. And shot right back in by the Thunderhawks, number 2, Jake Bergman. Now Duluth picks it up. And here's Yates. Yates will try to send it out, kept in there by Max Bergman, deep into the zone.
It's funny watching Max Bergman and Caden Hofstad out on the ice for the junior gold team. Those are your 2 big running backs for Grand Rapids in football. And the third running back, John Bonner, sitting up behind the bench, encouraging the players right now. So, they're out having fun. That's all I can say is they're having fun right now.
Grand Rapids in their own zone. We have 2:05 remaining in period number 1. Duluth with the 4-0 lead over Grand Rapids. Bruins zone. And Ryla trying to shoot it in. Gets blocked away by the Bruins player. Now it's sent up to number 14, Jack Ekholm. Ekholm gets knocked off the play there. Now the Bruins can't keep it in as the puck squirts the center ice. And now backhanded in by Logan Balduck. Back in the Grand Rapids zone, here's Libson. Send up to Barrick. Leaves the zone. Now here's Sampson for Duluth. Flipped in by Smith. Back in the zone for Grand Rapids is Chandler. Sends it up the boards, up to the point. Shot there right on by number 8, Sampson. Now it will leave the zone, and it will go all the way down for an icing.
That's good hustle by Grand Rapids right there. Duluth is, you can tell these kids have played hockey. They're they're smart passes. They play position. Grand Rapids, a lot of these kids don't know position. You know, they're out there doing the best they can. You know, the one thing I can say is 4-0. You know what? Grand Rapids has played well so far. The goals, I don't know, Blake. I don't think the goals. Two of the 4 goals might be good goals. 2 of them weren't the best. I think Grand Rapids is doing good. They need to get some shots on net, though. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You know, shots, rebounds. That's what they need to do right now.
Back in the Duluth zone, here's Carlson. Sends it over to Finn Yates. Yates sends it out of the zone, picked up by Smith. Mason Smith driving in, over to Balduck. Can't get a shot off there. He gets knocked off the play, and now Will leaves the zone. Miller can't hold it in. Now Miller sends it over to Yates. Back over to Miller now. Now up to center, sent in, and sent right back out by Pikarski. And now we have a penalty coming up on Duluth, it looks like. That's going to be number 14, Jack Ekholm, heading to the box.
You know, I'm sorry, but that's a – you know what? Those are the things that you don't need in the game of hockey. I mean, he was getting pushed, and he literally turned around. That was like a sucker punch. You don't need to see that in the game of hockey. Regardless of who's doing it, Duluth, Grand Rapids, that's just something that doesn't need to happen.
So with 27 seconds remaining in period number 1, Grand Rapids heading to the power play. 2-minute minor for roughing.
And right now, Grand Rapids has what they call their top line out there. Max Bergman on the faceoff, back to Caden Hofstad, and it's over to Jake Bergman.
Back in the Bruin zone, 20 seconds remaining in period number 1. Kept in at the point. Now shot down to the backboards by Erdman. Back behind the net. Oh, now up to the point. As Bergman can't keep it in. It's going to go all the way down. And that's going to do it for period. Horn's not sounding for some reason. That was weird. But that's going to do it for period number 1 from the IRA Civic Center. After 1 period of play, it is Duluth with the 4-0 lead over Grand Rapids.
You know, Grand Rapids, the thing is they're getting the puck. They have opportunity to shoot. They need to shoot the puck on net. Look for that rebound. You know, we kind of knew coming in here, Blake, that this is going to be a game where it's going to be challenging. Grand Rapids building a new program again. Duluth coming in with an established program. You know, all they can do is they just need to keep working. Mr. Bergman over there, he's talking to his players. I think Duke Kellen's played well. He's made some really nice saves. A couple soft goals, I think, were just kind of, you know, goals that probably shouldn't have happened. But I just think for the most part, Grand Rapids down 4-0. I think they're playing good hockey, though.
And just recapping that scoring from the first period of play. Duluth got on the board 18 seconds into the game with a goal from number 14, Jack Ekholm, with a single assist to number 3, Logan Balduck. Then Duluth took a 2-0 lead with a goal from number 19, Brady Olson. Single assist going to number 8, Daniel Sampson. Then the third goal for Duluth was scored unassisted by number 3, Logan Balduck. The one more goal for Duluth in that period to make it 4-0, scored by number 20, Jonah Gilland. The first helper going to number 14, Jack Ekholm, and the second assist to number 7, Mason Smith. And that's where we stand after 2 periods of play. 4-0, Duluth over Grand Rapids.
You know, to me, it looks like over there, you may know better because you can see better, but it looks like Mr. Easton Young is over there giving the players some advice. You know, up on the back of the boards there behind the bench. Maybe it might not be him, but I not have glasses on. But looks like Glenn gave his advice, and then a bunch of the Grand Rapids high school hockey players they're giving their advice on what to do. So you know, I just think this team, for not ever playing hockey, some of these 5 kids never played organized hockey on this team. they're not doing bad. Some of the hits, some of the checks. I think it's been a good hockey game. Grand Rapids just needs to shoot the puck.
And we are underway for period number 2 from the IRA Civic Center. Grand Rapids with a minute 26 power play left. See if they can get anything going here. It's picked up by the Thunderhawks, but kept in by Duluth's number 4, Ryan Carlson. Now will be picked up by Grand Rapids.
Caden Hofstad bringing it in.
Now will be shot out by Duluth. Will go all the way down. Now stopped by the goaltender, Kellen. And it's shot up the boards by Chandler, deep in the Duluth zone, now tipped out. It's going to go all the way down. Now Chandler going back to retreat with it for Grand Rapids. Trying to send it out, blocked away by Sudo. Now up to the point. Grand Rapids will drive it out. It's going to be brought right back in by Yates. Yates shot right on. Pad saved by Kellen. Now in the far corner. Bruins control. Can't connect on the pass there. Now here comes Grand Rapids the other way. That was Connor Peterson. He sends it over to, can't see the number there. Shot there from the point by number 16, Alex Libson. Now back up to Libson. Can't get a shot through there. Blocked away by number 15, Caden Miller. Now Bruins control, and they're back at full strength now. Back to 5-on-5 hockey with 15:20 remaining in period number 2. Here's Ekholm. Ekholm shot right on and scores.
You know, Duluth, like I said earlier, Duluth, these kids can play hockey. They know where each other's going to be, and I think that's big, Blake. We've talked about this before. Knowing where your players are, knowing what's going on. You know, the biggest thing is you play with kids long enough, you know where people are. So, I don't know. Here we go. We got a chance for Grand Rapids.
So that was an unassisted goal for number 14, Jack Ekholm, to make it 5-0 in favor of Duluth. Controlled by the Bruins in their own zone. Sent up to Smith. Smith will send it out to center ice. Shot right back in by Grand Rapids. And it's touched by Ryla for an offside.
You know, as of right now, you know, the way Grand Rapids is playing, I mean, they're playing smart. They're learning the game. I think as the year progresses, they're going to get better. They might not be the best team out there, but these kids are having fun. And that's what this is about. This pandemic, a lot of hockey wasn't going to happen. There's a lot of kids that weren't going to get to play hockey. You know, as bad as it is, and Glenn, he's probably ready to shoot me, but last year, at the end of the year, I sent a message out to Colleen Brennan.
Shot there by Grand
nice.
Rapids. Right on by Ethan Metzer, and a save by goaltender Derek Coos.
You know, just to start this junior gold program up. And Glenn, he volunteered to be the coach for it. And then I moved away, and so now I'm doing this with you, Blake, which this probably is the best thing I could be doing. I just, you know, I'm just so happy to see junior gold back in Grand Rapids. I really am. I can't stress that enough. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You played in Evelyn, Blake. You grew up. I don't think did you ever have a junior gold program over there at all?
No.
Never. They did back in the day when I played. Mark Carpin was one of the best players in the state of Minnesota. Him and Glenn Bergman played together later on in college. You know, Evelyn used to go to the state tournament. They had great hockey. Junior gold used to be in Hibbing, Evelyn. Virginia had a junior gold program. You know, they were called juveniles back in the day. It just gives kids an avenue to still play hockey after high school, you know, the high school hockey team.
So we have 13:24 remaining in period number 2. It is 5-0 in favor of Duluth. Here comes Grand Rapids. Trying to get a shot through there was Giffen. And Couldn't get a shot through there. Here's Jake Bergman now for Grand Rapids. Shot up to center ice. Now controlled by the Bruins. Momentarily there, poked away by Erdman. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone, here's Bergman. Now the Thunderhawks are going to drive in with it. Here's Hofstad, shot right on there. Pad save by goaltender Hughes. Now back behind the net. Battle for it. As it's Max Bergman. In the near corner, now back behind the net. Shot up to the far half wall. And it's brought out by the Bruins. Here's Ekholm. Shot, scores!
That was a blast. That was a bullet. You know, I don't have much to say. You know, I mean, this Duluth team's a good hockey team. They know how to shoot the puck. That's the difference right now, Blake, between in this game is Duluth has the experience, the ability. They know how to shoot the puck. They know when to take the shots, where Grand Rapids, a lot of the kids are still learning. We talked about earlier, they have great athletes on this Grand Rapids team, but maybe they just don't have the hockey sense that they should. But, you know, there you go. Look at Max Bergman. He's got to be the fastest skater on skates, probably in the state. I mean, wait till this summer when they have the track and field. Grand Rapids, the 4x100 is going to be amazing with Caden Hofstad, Max Bergman, Wade Brose, and John Bonner. Those kids all run 4.6, 4 or 5 40s. So it's going to be amazing to watch these guys. You know, they're good athletes. We talked about that earlier.
Duluth with another shot, blockered away by Kellen. So once again, scored that goal for Duluth was number 14, Jack Ekholm. And that made it 6-0 in favor of the Bruins. As it's backhanded to the near corner by Chandler. Now along the near half wall, sent all the way down by Grand Rapids, and it will go down for an icing.
You know, it's too bad that Grand Rapids down 6-0 in this game. I mean, it really doesn't show how their heart has played in this game. You know, the one thing I notice is that Duluth, you watch them, they know where each other's are going to be. They know the headman pass. They see it. They play well. You know, see that was a super soft goal they just gave up right there. I mean, it's one of those things. You know, it stinks.
That will make it 7-0 in favor of Duluth, with 11:16 remaining in period number 2. Scoring that goal is number 15, Caden Miller, with the single assist going to number 14, Jack Ekholm. That is Ekholm's 5th point of the night. He has 3 goals and 2 assists for Duluth so far. Up to the point, kept in by Miller. Now down in the far corner to the far half wall now. Grand Rapids trying to drive out with it, intercepted by Duluth. Down behind the net. Here's Ekholm. Ekholm trying to drive to the net. Can't get a shot through there. Now it shot there. It goes through, and it's poked in by number 16, Caden Miller.
You know, I do agree that you know, Duluth, they're a better hockey team. They play good. But, you know, I give credit. Glenn Bergman and Natasha, they're the ones that scrambled to get all the Grand Rapids kids to play. You know, I can't thank Glenn enough and Natasha for doing this, you know. I think that's a goal.
It was a goal. I saw it go in there.
You know, I think the sad part is Grand Rapids they're gonna get tired here, and that stinks. I just don't. Jesus.
So it's 9-0 now, with 10 minutes remaining in period number 2. Did not hear that goal. I did not hear who scored that. But it is 9-0 in favor of Duluth with 9:53 remaining in period number 2.
We're going to get a penalty on Marty Riley here for interference. There's another huge football player for Grand Rapids, Marty Riley, linebacker for the football team. Started as a sophomore, now a junior, be a senior next year. He used to play on the high school hockey team. I do believe he's on the wrestling team this year too. He wrestles and he plays on the junior gold program. So his aggression showed right there.
So Duluth on the power play here as they control it. Shot there by Ryan Carlson. Carlson controls again now. Now he sends it down to Stellmaker. On net, rebound chance, and it's going to be covered up by Kellen.
Oh, this is what we don't want to see. Unfortunately, this Grand Rapids team, there's a bunch of big boys on it. Just don't want to see ugly hockey. He's going to, I don't agree with this. Of all things, Caden was trying to calm things down, and they're going to put him in the penalty box. Don't agree with that. They're taking them both. They're going to call roughing on both of them. I don't know about that. I watched it. Caden just kind of tried to keep things under control there.
So we'll have a face-off in the neutral zone here. So that's Nick Stellmaker for Duluth in the box. And Caden Hofstad for Grand Rapids, both for roughing. Here comes Duluth the other way. Shot there, fires it over the net by Jonah Gillan. Now here comes Grand Rapids the other way. Poked in.
Sorry about that, Blake. I was watching the play, hoping he got to the puck.
Grand Rapids at center ice. Here's Meese, sends it over to Chandler, sends it through neutral. And no icing there on the play as Grand Rapids is actually still shorthanded. Those two penalties, coincidental penalties, were coincidentals, obviously. Shot there by Ekholm, fires it over the net. Now up to the point, brought out by Grand Rapids. Now a shot there, and covered up by goaltender Hughes.
It's so weird to know that Grand Rapids high school hockey team, excellent team, got off to a 5-0 start. Really good hockey players on the team. And then you come down to the junior gold, it's just the numbers weren't there. You're finding kids that want to play hockey to have fun. Just not used to seeing that in Grand Rapids. Usually a junior gold team, they kind of play off their high school team, and it's not like that anymore. It should really change. I think lacrosse, soccer.
Shot on there, and
taking guys away from the game.
It will be covered up by goaltender Duke Kellen for a stoppage of play. So we have a 7:54 remaining in period number 2. Now Grand Rapids at full strength. 33 seconds remaining on the coincidental minors. Now Grand Rapids will be offside for a stoppage of play.
I go back to, we have to thank Glenn Bergman again, one of our sponsors, G&B Environmental. The stuff he's done for us and, for the town of Grand Rapids, for these kids to start this program. I give Glenn all the credit in the world for doing this.
And I would also like to thank our other sponsors. I Heard Range Apparel, Minnesota Twist Drill, Anthony's Heating, AC and Refrigeration, of course, like Eric said, G&B Environmental, and Winnie Trading Post.
What was that? What's going on here now? What's that mean? The referees put their arms up in there like both did, like a field goal was made. I'm confused. Why is the faceoff outside?
Well, I saw the puck hit the netting, so face-off here in front of the Grand Rapids zone. Now brought out by Duluth. Here come the Bruins the other way, brought in by Brady Olson, trying to center it there. Now picked up by Smith. Smith up to the point. Caden Miller going to shoot it in, and looks like it's gloved by goaltender Kellen.
You know, I'd have to say, just from what I see and what's going on, I'd have to say Duluth's got to be out shooting Grand Rapids at least 25 to 10. You know, I mean, the shots have been pretty good for Duluth. Grand Rapids don't have a lot of shots. The shots they're getting, they're coming from out.
Grand Rapids will pick it up in their own zone. Here's Erdman. So he tries finding Patterson on the pass. Now back in the Grand Rapids zone behind the net. Battle for it. Now to the near corner. Duluth comes away with it there momentarily, and now it's going to be brought out by Libson. Libson drives it up to neutral. Now here comes Duluth the other way. Gilland. And we have a stoppage of play.
So, Blake, in all the broadcasting you've done, have you done any junior gold games, other teams, any other things?
No, this is our first time doing
So
junior
doing
gold.
the JV has been kind of new to you this year.
Yes, we didn't do JV last year. We started doing it this year, not right away because that's not what we did last year, but we were getting so many requests to do JV, so we've started doing it. I mean, it makes sense. We get to the rink so early, like 2 or 3 hours early when the JV game's going on, so it makes sense for us to do JV games as well. And we've been getting really good viewership for those games, you know.
We really have.
Duluth East Grand Rapids, we had 200 viewers, and the other games we've had very respectable viewership as well. Out front here for Grand Rapids, trying to stuff it in, and a save there by Derek Hughes. Another chance out front.
Max
Grand
Bergman
Rapids
giving
can't.
all he's got.
Grand Rapids can't pull the trigger there. Now up to center ice. Here's Eckhold. Eckhold makes a move out front. Shot saved there by Kellen.
And one good thing for you, Blake, now that I've got my new glasses, I can see, I can read the bifocals for the first time. I will start doing the JV games, the play-by-play on the JV games, and you can criticize me if you'd like.
Well, we'll have to do that next game, maybe on Friday night or something.
Most definitely. I'm all about it. I want to learn how
Grand
to do
Rapids shot right on there by number 14, Tyler Norgard, and a glove save by goaltender Derek Hughes.
You know, Tyler Norgard, that was excellent play. He's the Grand Rapids baseball shortstop. He's the one he's gonna end up going to Duluth, play for UMD in baseball next year. So, you know, and there's another kid would have never played hockey. None of these kids would have played hockey if there was no junior gold program. So they're all playing right now, and that's what this is about. Right now, we got 100 people watching, Blake. I mean, to me, I'm sorry, but I think that's awesome. You know, it's a junior gold program that needs to be here. It needs to give a kid an avenue of doing this instead of sitting home doing nothing. You know, I mean, I think this is great.
Trying to get a shot through there was Metzer. Shot went wide now along the far half wall up to the point. Backhanded in by Pikarski. And now trying to put a shot on net there was number 14, Tyler Norgard. Shot went wide. Another shot there by Norgard.
Oh, big hit.
Yeah, big hit there in the corner now back out front. Shot up to the point. And it will be kept in by Pikarski. Now out to neutral, sent all the way in by Duluth. They'll get a change.
You know, for about the last 5 minutes, Grand Rapids has been taking the puck to Duluth. They just haven't been able to get a goal. They're shooting the puck hard. Grand Rapids, they're a very physical team.
Out front, shot there, big save by Kellen. And now controlled by Duluth. As it was ball duck. Now back in the Duluth zone, brought in by Ryan Meese. Meese in the far corner. Over to Ryla. Ryla now sends it up to the point, but tipped up by, that was Ekholm. Ekholm breakaway chance, backhand.
That was a beautiful save by Duke Kellen. Absolutely beautiful save.
Now we'll leave the zone. Duluth is forced to retreat here. Here's Ryla. Ryla off the sideboards to center ice. No icing there on the play. Going back to retreat with it for Duluth is Ryan Carlson. And Duluth tries backhanding it out. Now it will squirt out to neutral. And it's going to be flipped right back in by Ryla. Now here's Daniel Sampson. Over to Carlson. Carlson sends it out. Now here's Stellmaker. Stellmaker gets it poked away. Duluth in neutral now. Now picked up by Grand Rapids. Here's Ryla. Ryla can't connect on the pass. Intercepted by Duluth. Now back to Sampson. Now in the Grand Rapids zone. Here's a shot there. Fires it over the net. That was number 20, Jonah Gillen. Now Grand Rapids will send it all the way down. No icing on the play. Here's Sampson back behind his own net. Sampson skates up with it. Now he gets it poked away. Now here comes Grand Rapids the other way. Trying to put a shot through there was Jake Berman. Gets blocked away by the Duluth defender. Now Duluth sends it out. Here's Balduck. Balduck makes a move, trying to get a shot through there. As he fanned on the shot, now in the far corner. We have a minute 41 remaining in period number 2. Now back in neutral. Here's Ekholm. Ekholm pokes it in now, but now it will leave the zone. Back to neutral. Now here's Balduck. Balduck, shot there, goes wide, goes to the near corner. Grand Rapids trying to flip it out, now sent to the backboards by Duluth. And now it's going to be shot all the way down by number 21, Caden Hofstede, for an icing.
It's kind of changed, tides have changed a little bit here. Grand Rapids, they kind of back on their heels a little bit. Duluth got the puck, moving it quite well. But I still think, I go back to watching Grand Rapids play. A lot of these kids, they're learning the game. They're playing well. I think that some of the play is what's going on right now. It's just experience over Grand Rapids. But we have hockey back in Grand Rapids for junior gold, and I hope this tradition stays here for a long time.
Shot out by Grand Rapids to neutral. 50 seconds remaining in period number 2. Again, Duluth with the 9-0 lead, as there's a shot right on there by Metzer and a pad save by goaltender Derek Hughes. Now at center ice, the Grand Rapids zone, as it's flipped in by Olsen. Now we'll go back to neutral now. 26 seconds remaining in our middle period. As it's Sampson now. Sampson through neutral, driving into the Grand Rapids zone. Low shot on there. And now covered up by goaltender Kellen.
You know, something I don't understand is why are they not going to Zamboni between? This is high school level hockey. It's not. These kids, the rink is snowy. Look at the rink. I mean, they need to be Zamboni in it between periods.
Well, I thought they were for junior gold.
So did I. I mean, you look at the rink, it's snowy.
Well, I think did Glenn Bergman, head coach of Grand Rapids,
said that they did.
Well, we'll have to see after this period if they do resurface.
Usually Zamboni's ready to go.
5 seconds remaining in period number 2. And that's going to do it for our middle period from the IRA Civic Center. It is 9-0. Duluth with the lead over Grand Rapids.
They're not going to Zamboni this rink, and I don't agree with that. They need to be Zamboni. It's high school level hockey. There's so much snow on the rink right now. Look at it. I mean, you can barely see the logos and stuff. I don't know.
So there won't be a resurface here at the IRA Civic Center.
Well, the Duluth coach said he was going to come up between periods, but evidently, if they're not resurfacing, he's probably not going to come up and do an interview. So, I guess that's the way it's going to go. But I don't know. I think Grand Rapids, these kids are having fun in the locker room. I asked them. They lost all 4 games out in Moorhead. And they actually were in the game. They led Elk River by 1 goal halfway through the second, ended up losing 4-3 in that game. Then they were down. They were ahead of Cloquet halfway through the second period, and ended up losing to Cloquet by 6 goals. I asked them, kind of what happened, and they just literally just kind of it just fell apart. I mean, the team, the experienced teams. You played hockey. You can see right now watching these guys skate. This Duluth team, they know how to play the game. They play position, and this is considered. I asked the coach. He said that they are a junior gold B team. They don't even have a junior gold A team in Duluth because he said he doesn't think they can go down and compete with the junior gold A's of Edina, which we've talked about this before. Edina, the junior gold coach for Edina and the high school coach for Edina, they work together. Kurt Giles and the junior gold coach, they do tryouts together. They pick and choose. And Edina, for years and years and years, has been a feeder program to their high school team. Unfortunately, Grand Rapids, very seldom have I ever seen, and I've been following Grand Rapids Junior Gold for 25 years. Have you ever seen a kid play junior gold that has went on to play high school? Back in 1986, 87, there was a couple kids that moved up and did that. But it's, Brian Erickson was a kid who went from playing junior gold, it was juveniles back in 1986, to go play in the high school team. I think that it could be a great avenue to produce kids instead of getting kids sitting on their bench and never getting playing time. They could be playing junior gold. They could be coming down and, getting some ice time, getting better, and maybe the next year they get something where it clicks. They can play high school hockey. It's unfortunate that people don't see it like I see it. I think this should be a great experience for kids to play hockey. It should be a great experience for kids to, maybe one kid develops from a sophomore, from a 9th grader, doesn't play JV, doesn't play high school, and all of a sudden, boom, it clicks, they're playing junior gold, and he can go play high school hockey. It's just sad that doesn't happen.
Period 3 is underway from the IRA Civic Center. So again, it's 9-0 Duluth with the lead over Grand Rapids, and now Duluth is going to be offside here. Just kind of take this time to thank our sponsors. Iron Range Apparel, Minnesota Twist Drill, Anthony's Heating, AC, and Refrigeration, G&B Environmental, and Winnie Trading Post. Also, we would like to thank our very generous donors who have been giving us money through Venmo. Like I said, very generous donations from those people. And if you are looking to donate to our company here, just to help us out with equipment and other costs, Grand Rapids comes the other way. You can go on Venmo, make an account through them. Just download it through the App Store on your iPhone or Android. Then you just look up North Hockey, and then you might have to put in more information. Some people are saying you have to put in the last 4 digits of my phone number, which is 2231, and all that information is in the description of this video. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll be able to see that.
Blake, that's what we need. We need donations to make this happen. We're doing this. Here's what's funny. I live in Grand Rapids. I moved to Evelyn. You lived in Evelyn and moved to Grand Rapids. We both travel a lot. We try to do this still. So donations are really, really, appreciated. We need all we can get. I would like to carry this on and go farther. Section hockey, just to carry it on as far as we possibly can to do this. During this COVID thing, I mean, look at all the grandparents and all the friends, family, fans that are getting to watch hockey if they tune into us.
And we are in running time now in the third period with 14:55 remaining in the final period of play. It's again 9-0 in favor of Duluth in this junior gold matchup. Backhanded in by Ryan Carlson into the Grand Rapids zone. Now out front, Duluth can't pull the trigger, trying to put another shot on there as it's blocked away by number 18, Grant Chandler. Now trying to put another shot from the point was Ryan Carlson. Now Carlson puts another shot right on. The puck was loose out front, now picked up by Grand Rapids. And it's Max Bergman trying to drive out with it. Now it's going to be sent deep into the zone by Duluth, now along the near half wall. Now up to the point, and the Bruins can't hold the line there. Carlson controls. Now Grand Rapids controls at center ice. It's shot in by Chandler. Now the Bruins send it up through neutral all the way down. Here's Derek Erdman now for Grand Rapids. Over to Pikarski.
Derek Erdman was one of Grand Rapids football player top receivers for the year. So like you said earlier, Blake, they got some athletes on this team.
Sent in by Duluth, but intercepted by Grand Rapids. Now play at center ice. Tipped ahead by Giffen. Now goes back to neutral. Riley sends it right back in on net. Blocked away by the goaltender, Hughes. Now the Bruins in their own zone. Sent up to neutral now. And it's carried in by Sudo. Now Grand Rapids sends it off the glass. Here comes Ryla the other way for the Thunderhawks. In the far corner now. And now we have a stoppage of play.
What's that all about?
It's like Grand Rapids, too many.
The guy who passed the puck was leaving the ice.
It's going to be a too many players penalty at Grand Rapids here now. And Duluth will be heading to the power play. So we have 12:05 remaining in this final period of play. Libson's going to head to the box for Grand Rapids for that penalty.
Jeez. Ever since Grand Rapids, they gave up that ninth goal. They have played good defense hockey, though.
Grand Rapids back with it, sent to center ice, now backhanded in by Ryla. Now here comes Duluth the other way on the power play. Now in the near corner. As it's picked up by Peterson, Connor Peterson sends it out. Back to center ice. Now here's Ryan Carlson for Duluth. Carlson sends it up to Gillund. Gillund's shot blocked away by Hofstad. Now in the far corner. Duluth picks it up now in their offensive zone. Up to the point. Carlson shoots it in. And it's gloved by goaltender Duke Kellen.
I don't know, Blake. What do you think of this game? I don't know. It's watching a good Duluth team. I think Grand Rapids, trying to get back in this game, trying to build a program back. That's all I can say. During this pandemic, these kids are able to play hockey. Nobody thought they were going to be able to play hockey. I mean, I'm looking around. Blake, there's as many fans in this arena right now as there was for the Duluth East High School hockey game, I would say.
Yep.
There's a lot of fans. And the best thing I like, I'm sorry, but to watch the Grand Rapids High School hockey team. There's 15 kids here, at least, rooting on the Grand Rapids Junior Gold team. I think that's amazing.
There was a goal scored there by Duluth on
And
the power play.
we also want to thank Dale Anderson, the administrator or the head of the hockey arena here, for changing this game. It was supposed to be played on the east side, and it got switched over to the west side. So that I'm really glad for that, because it was easier to do a broadcast from the Larry Johnson press box.
So like I was saying before, there was a goal scored there by Duluth to make it 10-0. Couldn't hear who scored the goal there and the assist, but yeah, with 9:22 remaining in period number 3, another shot there, and it goes by the goaltender Kellen to make it 11-0.
You know, I know Duke Kellen. He'd like to skate out, because that's what he does. He skates out. Grand Rapids is kind of desperate, looking for a goalie. You know, I don't know if that's the answer to get a goalie, but I do believe that, Duke Kellen's doing what he does. He's stepping up to the plate, playing goalie for his team. He's played goalie for the last few years of his hockey, and, I'm glad to see him do that.
Grand Rapids in their offensive zone. To the far half wall now, controlled by Duluth. It's a skate of the Bruins player. Leaves his zone, but sent right back in by Grand Rapids. So we have 8:30 remaining in period number 3. And we do have running time here. Brought in by the Bruins. Shot there by number 7, Mason Smith. And a pad save by Kellen. Now here comes Hofstede the other way for Grand Rapids. Now a shot right on there from the point by Ryan Meese, and a save by goaltender Derek Hughes.
I think that's what Grand Rapids needed. They needed more shots. As time goes on, these kids are going to learn how to shoot the puck. I think that's something that, they're down 11-0. But, geez, to me, the game doesn't really show the score, because Grand Rapids played well. Duluth, just the few shots that they do have, they were goals. So I think we're looking at work in progress here, folks.
And this is only their 5th game of the year. Youth hockey didn't start that long ago. It was a couple weeks ago now, but this is Grand Rapids' first tournament or first game, or they played their first tournament last weekend in Moorhead. They played 4 games there. Then playing the game here tonight.
Minneapolis this weekend.
Okay. I'm not sure what Duluth has played. Probably played a few games here so far.
I tried to find some research on it. Glenn, I don't even know if this is the Duluth team that was in the tournament down in Moorhead. So I just think that I'm just glad to see hockey back. These kids are playing. They're playing the game. They're having fun. I can't stress that enough. They're out playing the game and having fun again.
And I am looking at the Duluth Amateur Hockey Association website right now. No information on the junior gold team in Duluth. I'm actually looking at last year's team, though. There's no other option, so no information on this Duluth junior gold team.
And Glenn, he literally had to go out and make phone calls. In the Northland, you got Duluth, Cloquet, which Cloquet has a really good team. You got Moorhead. And then you start, there's not even a team at Bemidji this year. You start drifting down to southern teams. So junior gold in the Northland is kind of faded away, and it needs to come back. We need to do whatever we can, people, to get kids playing the game of hockey, when they're not going to be on the high school team. There's still an avenue they can still play.
Shot there, saved by Kellen. Trying to put another shot on there was Duluth.
And I've been kind of watching your interview earlier with that Grant Giffen. I've been watching him play. For a kid who's never played organized hockey, there's 5 kids on this team that's never played organized hockey their entire life. Grant, he's picking it up quick. He's playing position hockey. He's doing what he needs to do. He's intercepting. I've seen him throw the puck in the zone a couple times. He's tried to shoot the puck at the net a couple times. So, this is what this is about to me. Grant Giffen out having fun, doing something that he never thought he would have done a year ago. And that's all thanks to Caden Hofstad for getting him to play and Glenn Bergman for doing this.
Duluth in their offensive zone, up to the point to Sampson. Now Grand Rapids sends it out. Now here's Carlson for the Bruins. Carlson sends it up the far boards. Now to neutral. And shot right back out by Metzer. Here comes Grand Rapids the other way now. Shot right on there from the point by number 17, Cole Hawkinson. And a save by goaltender Hughes. Now for Duluth, here's Sampson. Sampson backhands it out to center ice. Now poked ahead by Brady Olson, but the Bruins are offside.
The one thing I noticed about this Grand Rapids team, number 21, Caden Hofstad, he's got a lot of hockey skills, a lot of talent. I see that he's moved from playing defense. He's up playing forward. Now he's a center. He, not scoring a goal, but he has played probably, an outstanding game for Grand Rapids. I mean, the things he's done, the score could have been 20-0, but I think Caden, some of the stuff he has done has really kept the score where it's at. And Caden has the puck now. He's coming in, and he gets a shot, and it's a nice save by the goalie.
So 3:15 remaining in period number 3. Duluth with a 11-0 lead over Grand Rapids. Face off here to the right of goaltender Hughes. Now behind the net. Out front, and Hofstad can't get a shot on net there as he got driven off the play. The far corner picked up by Duluth, now to the near corner. Now center on the net, back to the far corner. 2:35 remaining in period number 3. Intercepted by Grand Rapids behind the net, out front. Now Duluth controls, sent up to the far half wall. Here's Ryla, and a shot from the sideboards there, and a glove save by Hughes.
And 2 years ago, Marty Ryla played on the Grand Rapids JV team. Very smart hockey player. His father was a great hockey player, football player. There's a lot of talent there, The thing I see with Grand Rapids right now is, they just got a lot of kids that just want to play the game.
Picked up by Duluth, brought out to center ice. Now back of the Grand Rapids zone. Sent up to Ryla. Ryla shoots it out now, intercepted by Duluth, number 14, Ekholm. Ekholm gets it poked away. Now backhanded in by Ryla. Now for Duluth, picking it up is Carlson. Duluth trying to drive out with it. Back in the zone. In the near corner. Now Duluth sends it through neutral. Here comes Ekholm the other way. Shot, pad saved there by Kellen. As we have 1:05 remaining in period number 3. Ekholm now, another shot there.
That was a nice save.
And a pad save by Kellen. Now here comes Grand Rapids the other way. It's Barrick. Now Duluth controls in their own zone. Sent out to neutral. And now we have a penalty coming up on Grand Rapids with 36 seconds remaining in period number 3. That's going to be a roughing penalty on.
You know what? Blake, you're a referee. Was that roughing?
Well,
that was a check. I mean, maybe it was an elbow, if anything, but it's roughing.
Well, he didn't have the puck, so number
No,
10,
interference.
Ethan, interference, roughing, same thing. Ethan Metzer with the penalty for Grand Rapids, and the time's going to run out here. 5 seconds remaining, and they're not even going to drop the puck. And that's going to do it from the IRA Civic Center. The final score in this junior gold matchup, 11-0 Duluth over Grand Rapids.
I'll throw a shout out to Danielle. Thank you for watching. You know, I don't know. I just think that, look at the kid. You know, I don't think they're upset. I think that they're glad they're playing the game. Blake, thank you for doing this game with us. I really, you know, this means a lot to me to do this. So, you know, I'm glad to see Grand Rapids Junior Gold back again. That's all I can say about it. I'm really happy about it.
Yeah, it's good to see. You know, it wasn't, you know, it was only their 5th game of the year. It was a late start for them, you know, trying to get the team together. And they faced a very tough Duluth team here tonight.
You know, let's talk about, you know, some of these kids never played the game before, never played organized hockey. So, you know, I was in the locker room earlier, and I watched these kids from Grand Rapids, and I just watched these guys, and they just, you know, they want to play the game. They want to come out and have fun. Yeah, granted, they come out, and I think that they thought they might have a chance to win this game. You know, they all made it sound that way. So, Blake, I really appreciate you doing this. This means a lot to me. You know, I think, I don't know, I think we need to get Coach Glenn Bergman on the, you know, we need to get him an interview, you know, here in the next week, find out how he's feeling about things. I know that he really wants me to get involved in this, and I want to get involved. Hopefully all things go well. I'll be standing on the bench with this junior gold team in the next week. I want to do it bad. I want to just share what I know, knowledge about the game, how to coach the game, what to do, teach some of these kids who's never played the game. Win or lose, I don't care. They're having fun. That's what it's about to me. Thanks for doing this again, Blake. I really appreciate it.
And once again, final score here tonight, 11-0 Duluth over Grand Rapids. Our next broadcast on Up North Hockey is coming up Friday night from the Hibbing Memorial Building. It's Hibbing Chisholm and Evelyn Gilbert in a boys high school hockey matchup. No game tomorrow or Thursday. There's no game available to do for high school or even youth hockey, so we'll take the night off there, and we'll see you Friday night from the Hibbing Memorial Building.